Hello, welcome back to Truthseekerstea. My name is Kate and I'm so grateful to have you here for today's pick a card reading. We're going to be looking at what is going on in this connection, essentially by looking first at your side, your perspective, your thoughts, your feelings towards the connection, towards the other person. And then after that, we're going to be looking at your person's side, their perspective, their thoughts, their feelings, and we're going to try to make sense out of it. I like this style because ideally the first part of the reading will resonate with you, and that can serve as an energy check-in to help you feel more confident that you picked the right pile. I'm pretty sure in every single pile I say this anyways, but just it could be flip-flop, so just look out for that. There will be an extended reading as usual, and the extendeds are really just for people that feel that the reading is really resonating, or if you just want to support my channel. I will have it linked down below, and we'll be figuring out the topic. It'll be unique to each group, and it's going to be based on what seems most useful to spend more time going into depth about, or what other questions do we want to answer. So there are 3 piles to choose from. For pile number 1, we have the Trippin Waite Tarot with this blue calcite palm stone. For pile number 2, we have the Astromatrix Tarot and this labradorite palm stone. For pile number 3, we have the Wayhome Tarot with this green fluorite palm stone. And I'm just thinking right now, do you guys like when the crystal is shown up close? Because whenever I watch a pick a card reading, my decision about what pile is made so quickly, and it's almost like this pull that I just have, and it's not even necessarily visual because it doesn't have to be the brightest or the one that stands out the most. It's just almost like your heart feels called towards it. But I don't know, I'm sure everyone has their own unique way of picking a pile. Of course, feel free to listen to any of the piles. Again, the most important thing is that as you're listening, either it sounds like I'm describing you or your person. If it doesn't, please don't force anything to fit. Remember, if my style of reading does not work for you, you definitely don't have to listen to my readings. There's a ton of other good readers on YouTube. But with having said that, thank you guys so much for your support, for everyone who supports me through the extendeds, who likes the videos, who leaves comments, and subscribes. I really do appreciate that. I will have the timestamps linked down below, and the names of these decks in case you guys are interested in them, the extended readings, and yeah. So without further ado, I will see you at your pile. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. If you chose the Trippin Waite Tarot with this blue calcite palm stone, this is going to be your reading where we're looking at what is going on in this connection, the connection that you have on your mind. And we're going to explore that through first looking at what energy you are in towards this person, your thoughts and feelings towards them, and just your overall energy. And generally, your perspective is what I kind of want to channel into. And then after getting that laid out, which will serve as a good energy check-in. So I feel like if this first part doesn't resonate, or if it sounds like your person's side, it may be flip-flop. That happens in readings where the first part could be about your person, the second part could be about you. But you do want to make sure that one side of it resonates, at least for your perspective, or else it might not be your reading, or it might not be your pile. So we're going to start off with your side, and then we'll go into your person's. I intend to take a little bit longer on the second part of it, just because it is about your person, and that's what you want to know about. So yeah, and there will be an extended reading as usual, and my extendeds are really meant for those who are really resonating with the YouTube, this version, and want to go deeper into topics that we didn't fully cover, or don't really have the time to dive into, or any unanswered questions. So stay tuned. I'll pick up the topic as we go along, and I usually try to fill in the gaps of whatever still seems like we need to figure out, essentially. So, all right. So for pile number 1, what are their thoughts, feelings? What is their perspective of this connection? How can I understand this connection from their perspective? Okay, we have Strength with Leo coming out. I don't know why, like, I expected the Strength card to come out. Like, it's been a while since I filmed a reading, and I was like, I always go through this random moment of like, do I even remember like any of the cards' meanings, which is just like, obviously just a random thought. But I was like, for example, Strength, like what is Strength about? So it's so interesting that one just came out. But anyways, Strength, Leo energy. Okay, tune me back in for pile number 1. What is their perspective of this connection? Their thoughts, feelings, perspective. We have Death, so Scorpio. This just happens to be my sun and moon sign right next to each other. Interesting. Okay, what else, Spirit? We have the 3 of Swords. Okay. I feel like you guys just, it's already coming through that I feel like this has been a connection that's definitely challenged you. Challenged you to move through transformation and heartbreak with a level of strength and I want to say composure, or like learning how to be in such a situation that may be so triggering or is causing transformation, which is in itself just very difficult. How do we maintain our character throughout that? So I feel like that's almost like a question. Or how do we like keep it together in a sense? Because it can be very triggering. And so I feel like this connection, maybe there has been triggers. It has been difficult for you. And it's like you've been learning through the connection how to master your own, how to master yourself in difficult situations is what I'd want to say. But anyways, let's keep going. All right, Queen of Wands. Yes, love this. Okay. Yeah, and that especially makes sense. I definitely resonate with this energy a lot just because, you know, we have like Leo here, and then the Queen of Wands represents the fire signs. So Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. And I feel like, and this has been a topic that's been so on my mind, so interesting that Spirit like brings it to the reading somehow, but it's like knowing how to harness your fire energy and really being able to be self-reflective about the pros and cons of your fire side, your power and your confidence, like, and how that makes you someone that you're very passionate. Like, there's a very passionate energy. We have Leo and Scorpio, so it's this very strong passionate energy. How do we hone in and capitalize on that without letting that part of ourselves lash out or be destructive or be triggered almost, and how do we maintain our confidence in a sense as well? So I'm just picking up on your vibe for sure, and I see how much this connection is actually about you, but we'll get into their side as well. But can we clarify Strength, please, for pile number 1's perspective, thoughts, feelings towards this connection that we're going to be exploring? Can we clarify Strength? Yeah, okay. So we have the 5 of Swords, the 6 of Wands in reverse, and the Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay, I get a sip of water. Yeah, and so I'm super not surprised to see the 5 of Swords. Sorry, clarifying, because that's kind of what I'm talking about, is like, it's like almost like when you're going through conflict, I definitely, or at least I feel like between this Leo and Scorpio energy coming through, it's like that is such a loyal and passionate energy, but it's one that can turn dark. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it can turn scary or it can turn intense. And I feel like this is a pile that does not like take things lightly, kind of, because I feel like you put so much of your heart into things, and you are such a strong person. And I think it's almost, what's really interesting here is I almost think this connection has been able to show you maybe where other people like have a different level of reality almost. Like I feel like this person is actually very different from you and very different from how you experience things, and they are very different. And I almost feel like this is this energy of, there's almost this feeling of you being so genuine with your feelings that you cannot fathom another person being more superficial, or there's a very real energy coming through from you, like very real, like you really are true to yourself, and like if you say something you definitely mean it, you know. Even some of like the things that you say, like that might be harsh, it's like that's coming from a very invested place. Like you don't take other people's feelings lightly, you don't take things lightly. And so I feel like there's this energy coming through though, where I think this person maybe felt to you like ingenuine in some capacity, or like, yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting. But let me continue to see the story from your side. So can we clarify death? We have the Emperor, so Aries. More fire. Yeah, and I almost feel like this may have even brought out a side of you that maybe, like it's almost like this connection may have brought out a side of you that surprised you even. Like I feel like maybe this connection caused you to, maybe you wanted to control things a little bit, or like it could have like brought out that kind of side of you where you realize that you're being triggered by something you can't really control, and you're having this very intense experience, I feel like, with this person. But it's like underneath you feel actually like this situation makes you feel vulnerable or weak or stuck, and it's almost like you're learning to balance out this like this Emperor, this strong energy that knows how to put its like guard up and knows how to fight for what it wants, and it's like I feel like you've learned, there's just this energy coming through from you where it's like you keep your vulnerable part of yourself pretty protected. Like, although you are very authentic and passionate and you are very genuine, but there is this energy where it's like if you do let someone into the softer parts of you, it's like very deep for you, and it could get very like triggering is how I feel. And I think maybe you've gone through kind of having to put your guard back up, or like feeling out of control in this situation, and how it has maybe triggered you in some ways, or caused reactions from you. Okay, let's go on though. Let's go on. What else for pile number one? From their perspective, can we clarify the Three of Swords, please? Read the Ten of Swords in reverse. Can we clarify the Queen of Wands? Yeah, read the Seven of Wands. And the Wheel of Fortune in reverse at the back of the deck. So I do feel like there's a lot going on, I feel like, from your side. And I am wondering if there was any level of betrayal or like heartbreak, like you may have experienced betrayal or heartbreak from this person, and I feel like this connection really made you, like I feel like you dropped your guard only to have to put it back up in a very like strong way. And so I'm just not surprised to see the Seven of Wands here either, where it's like that's about boundaries, and I feel like it's about very much standing firmly in your convictions and your confidence and your character. And I feel like with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, this is speaking again to that lack of control in the situation, where it's like it's almost like you've just had to learn to control what you can control. But at the end of the day, it's like if other people are going to betray you, you know, again, there's also a topic of loyal to a fault coming through here where you might like continue to fight for something. And so I feel like this has been like a journey of releasing control, but it's also not been about that being a problem or something. It's more like, I don't even need to put a lesson on it. I'm just trying to describe what your experience has been like. And so it's been very paradoxical, and it's been like you feel so vulnerable in this situation and so potentially hurt, but you also are such a strong person that it just runs really deep for you. And I just feel like this connection really brought, like, you had to rise into your power like again and deal with something that was out of your control. And I feel like that's like essentially this person or how they want to operate, and kind of just having to see that that's what it is, and kind of letting things transform and letting it happen, like letting people reveal themselves as they are, letting relationships be what they are, despite what it meant to you or despite your perspective on it, and or how much it hurt. You know, it's like sometimes it's like knowing also like when to have your own back. And there's a feeling here, it's hard to put into words, but it's like, it's okay. There's almost this feeling I want to give you of a hug of like, it's okay that you let your guard down. It's okay that you felt vulnerable throughout this. And I know you're a fighter. It's like, I know that you don't like to feel weak, you know, and I just feel like that's never something that's in question. It is like something I feel like you need to hear. It's like you are very strong, like you are a very powerful person, and you are not easily like it's weird or not weird, but it's almost like maybe like this relationship caught you off guard in some way of how much it hurt you or how much it made you question yourself, or just made you feel like you don't know what's going on, or not feeling as in power, not feeling as in control. And I feel like this is something that triggered that part of you, is what I'd want to say. So yeah, I want to see, that's what I'm getting. I'm from like your end. So I'm going to leave it there. And if we need to say anything else, we will, but I want to see now your person's perspective, and we'll pull Oracle cards as well for like their side, just because I feel like I'm picking up for most of you that energy I just talked about was your own. But that it doesn't have to be the case. If that sounds like your person, then I would listen and just try to see if this is your side. All right, so can we please tune into the other person in this connection? What is their perspective? What is their thoughts and feelings? What is their energy through this connection? What has their experience been? Put me into their shoes, put me into their lens, please, Spirit. Pile number one's person. All right, we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Get a sip of water. I have a fear I'm not filming. Okay, we're good. I'm already not surprised to see this somehow, but let's continue. Pile number one's person, please. Put me in their shoes, please. All right, we have this star. I have to cover it. A couple of crystals just in case. We have Aquarius energy coming through with the star. All right, pile number one's person's thoughts, feelings, perspective. Five of Cups. The Ten of Cups. We clarify the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Can we please clarify the 9 of, okay, then we have the moon, Cancer. Can we clarify the star? King of Wands, interesting. We have the Queen of Wands. We have Judgment in reverse. Interesting that, like, we also have the 8 of Swords coming through again. Okay, I'm definitely getting this. I feel like the first thing I want to say, like a message just because it's coming through right now, is I'm not surprised to see the moon here underneath the 9 of Pentacles in reverse, because I feel like something that they were not aware of, something, it was like in their shadow self, was their lack of independence and their lack of confidence in themselves. So it's actually very, like, again, this person's very like opposite of you, but I'm going to try to describe like how different it is from this person's perspective. But know as well, this is a part of this person's shadow self, or something that they don't consciously like realize is why certain outcomes happen in their life. But I feel like this person has like a codependency sort of situation where there's almost a fear of, there's a fear of standing out. There's a fear of being unique and being visionary like you, is what I'd like to say, to be this like King of Wands, like very, like, which is the Queen of Wands counterpart, which is very fiery, very inspired. Like, it's that fire energy, that it's passion in it, and it pulls you toward you know, fulfilling a vision in life. And it's also very confident leadership kind of a vibe. And I feel like your person, this is interesting, they kind of saw themselves, or they like to think of themselves as the King of Wands. Like, they think that's like a part of their ego, is that they are this person that is a leader, or is confident, is royal in some sense, is something I'd want to say too. Like if there's a regality or a sense of pride in themselves, is what I'd want to say, which I believe you have too. But I feel like that comes from your values. And just like, you definitely are a person of character, like, and that came through. And I feel like this person lacks perspective on where they compromise themselves. And I feel like this person does actually compromise, they make certain decisions, and there are forces that make them act the way they do that are very much not this King of Wands energy. They don't realize it because it's the moon energy. But it's like this 9 of Pentacles in reverse. There's a false sense of, like, they don't really feel like the leader. They don't really feel like inspired and like they can stand out. It's almost like there is something that they feel, there's a codependency. And like, I feel like with the King of Wands, that is not like, and when I say there's a codependency, so then it means it's almost like a person isn't free to take control of their lives. They aren't free to enact their vision in life. They aren't free to completely be authentic and follow their truth, because codependency like is like a chain, you know? And so I feel like that's coming through. But what I am seeing from this person's perspective is that they, although it's hard for them to understand their shadow, it's hard for them to see like maybe where they went wrong, or their own, it's hard for them to see deeper into themselves, or it's hard for them to see that. Like, I don't think they really see that. But however, what this person also consciously feels was that there like was hope for this situation, or that like they did see the vision. It's almost like something that's coming through is that they did see the vision for this connection, but what they didn't see was their own lack of independence, lack of personal power. They were not aware of that, but they did see the happy vision with you in the future. And they do feel sad and remorseful and still feel they feel an emotional loss, not having what they also originally saw with you being coming into fruition. But I think this, yeah, and so I'm not going to go with my opinion yet. I'll give more on like this person's side. And this is kind of giving an energy of where someone might say something, but they don't really know like the weight of their words, or they don't know the truth of that. It's like I like to think that I am this kind of person. They don't even say it that way. It's like, for example, I might say, family is extremely important to me, and I am someone that is always compassionate and blah, blah, blah. Like I might say certain like things, but if I'm honest with myself, I don't actually really, I maybe act in ways that are not that way that I like to see myself as and that I promote myself as. And so when that happens, it's hard, and this is from like their perspective, it's almost like hard for them to see their own inconsistencies within themselves, their own shadow self, essentially, like seeing their own, what they don't see about themselves, what's hard to look at. Like, and to me, what's coming through as well is another card from the Kim Kranos alchemy deck, and it's the despicable face. And it's like the things that we like hide about ourselves. But it's also like the shadow as well coming through. But there is also a sense of really wanting, though, to be that person. This person genuinely, to their conscious knowledge, tries to be the King of Wands, to be someone of character, to be like a leader and someone who brings healing and hope and things like that. But I think what they don't see is how they are actually not that. You know what I mean? It's like, but it's not to say they don't have good intentions, but there are things they're unaware of. There are past mistakes or things that they've done that they haven't had judgment on. Like they haven't looked at it, and there's still distortions that this person is seeing through. So it makes it hard for them to really see things for how they were. And I feel like where for you it might have been hard was like, maybe this person, maybe you believed in this King of Wands side of this person, this star King of Wands, and saw something very special. Maybe you saw this 10 of Cups, and it's like, until it's almost like you've had to unpack this person's moon side, where I don't think they really even like see it like either. But it's like, I think where you were blinded was like where you didn't, I feel like this person may have come across as very like inauthentic or fake or even strategic or like manipulative. But I'm not really getting that. I'm more getting a lack of a self-awareness that contributes to not really knowing. It stops them from communicating exactly like what would help you put the pieces together. What I'm trying to say is this person's own gaps in their own self-knowledge has created a lot of gaps in this connection and your understanding of like what happened here. And I feel like because you were not like, you felt something was off, or you didn't like, it's like things didn't add up. And I feel like you may have felt betrayed or like heartbroken in the situation. Like I feel like you've been left to kind of figure out like what it was while you're like putting your guard up, you know. But just know that actually this person is nothing to really be afraid of. Like, I know like you're not afraid of this person, but like when I say afraid, something that's threatening, like I feel threatened, you know, like you put your guard, or like think about like when an animal goes into an animal instinct, it's like something is threatening them. And I feel like this person maybe made you feel kind of threatened in a way. And I think like there might be a miscommunication because I feel like all this person would want to say to you is that they, you know, like that they did see a future with you, or that they do want the best for you, or that they are sad about how things went down, that they do hold themselves to this King of Wands standard, that they are healing and they do see good things for the future. But it's like, what's I feel like they're not scratching like the truth, which is this Moon, Judgment, Nine of Pentacles in reverse, where it's like, it's a lack of accountability that I feel like is making you feel genuinely like threatened by this person. And I feel like you're probably someone who tries very hard to look at your own self. And like with the Death card there, like I feel like you are someone who transforms and alchemizes, and you know, like you're trying to figure out the truth. You're trying to learn and transform through situations as best you can while you protect yourself, you know. This person is not really on that same like wavelength. And like that's almost, to me, that was funny to say, because it's like almost like obviously, you know, like I feel like you already know that. That's something you probably didn't need to come to a tarot reading to tell you. But anyways, can we clarify the Five of Cups? We have the Four of Swords. We have the Six of Swords. Can we clarify the Ten of Cups? We have the Seven of Wands in reverse, and then the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. Okay, yeah. So I feel like this person, it's like, it's almost like they like to think of themselves as a part of their shadow is not seeing where they need to give more, or where they're expecting, where they're codependent on something. Like, I don't know exactly what it is, but again, it's also related to the Seven of Wands in reverse here, where it's like, I feel like it doesn't take a lot for this person to fold on their truth and their values if others are questioning them, or if they're meeting some kind of a challenge. I feel like this person can easily feel knocked off of their foundation, and that creates a weakness, but not in a negative way, just a vulnerability in this person, where then, let's say vulnerability, not weakness, where they may make a decision that's more rooted in this, instead of standing for the truth and no matter what's coming toward me, and like pushing forward and being like a strong person, also independent, not afraid to be independent. I feel like this person's afraid to be alone or independent. They're afraid to do it all on their own. They feel dependent somehow on something else, and the King of Wands doesn't. And so that's just where I'm trying to highlight again the truth of this person. And then with the Cancer energy as well, it's like there's a lot more of a, this person maybe likes to think of themselves as someone who would be a strong leader, but I feel like this is someone who would try to kind of hide behind something. You know, it's like when it comes to the moment of battle, like I feel like this is where they like don't really, it's like that trope in like movies sometimes, where it's like the person who's been really like talking about, you know, what they stand for and blah, 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 blah. The second there's a true threat in the situation, like they're nowhere to be found. It's kind of like that. And so, but I think from this person's perspective, they're just seeing it like, it's like they're just moving forward and trying to heal with, but they're still not really looking at themselves to this day. Like to this day, I do not believe that this person is really understanding what I'm laying out for you right now. And I think that they really want this Ten of Cups, like more than anything else. This person doesn't want to make mistakes. They don't want to hurt people. I do believe this person does have a good heart, but where they may be causing some confusion or heartbreak or betrayal, feelings of that, and others is their own self-deception, and like them not really backing up their promises, or backing up like who they believe themselves to be and who they present themselves to be. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna ask, like, overall, like, what is going on in this connection? Is there anything else we want to clarify with the Oracle cards? And I do see this person wanting to move forward and past the hardship without facing it. And I feel like that's so different to your side, where it's like, I could tell this was a journey of coming face to face with really difficult aspects of yourself, and like going through difficult transformation, going through like really difficult feelings, and, you know, I don't know, like being tested and kind of overcoming. And I feel like for this person, it's more like they're defeated, and just like kind of not really seeing maybe like everything I'm trying to say about them. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm just trying to give you a perspective of their conscious reality. It feels like they're still in this, I need something. They're in a position of a lack of self-sufficiency, and they're in a position to not be strong enough to hold their ground because they feel dependent on those around them, or dependent on something for their happiness. Like yeah. All right. Anything else about like what is going on in this connection? Anything else for pile number 1? We have here and now. We have no place like home, and I feel like this did want to flip. This is really, really interesting, actually. Wow. What else? We have not for you. And then we have deep knowing here in reverse. And then we have treasure island in reverse. Yeah, okay. So I definitely feel like there's a couple cards here for you and for them. I feel like the here and now card has been a lesson for you throughout this. And the no place like home is a central foundation for this reading of, you know how I was saying, it's like if this person may reach a certain level of challenge or difficulty, they lose their footing or their sense of security in themselves. And that's what no place like home is all about. It's about really creating home within yourself. And through having that foundation of security within yourself, it's almost like no matter what you go through, with the here and now, like no matter how difficult it is, even if you go through situations that it wasn't in the cards for you, and there's all these challenges and ups and downs, it's like building that structure and that foundation. I feel like that's something you've been doing through this. But I also feel like that's something that this person doesn't have for themselves. And that is almost like showing, sorry, I need some water. It's showing, I actually just lost, I started thinking about something else, sorry. I know it like kills people when I don't finish a sentence. But what I'm trying to say is there are similar themes between the two of you. And it's like, I feel like with this deep knowing in reverse, I feel like this is blocked in this person, because I feel like because they haven't established this no place like home energy within themselves, they may settle for situations that aren't authentic or true to them. And it's like they're not rooted in their own feelings and their own truth, where they're in a position to recognize something isn't for them. They're not in that strength position, if that makes sense. And with Treasure Island in reverse, it's like, this is all about being able to, number one, cultivate such a sense of internal abundance that you begin to draw it toward you. And when it's in reverse, it's this energy of missing, it's a slightly an energy of lack or playing small in some capacity. And if you guys want to skip forward, you don't have to, but like I know the meanings of these cards, but sometimes the messages themselves are so like necessary, or I can't say as good as that. And I just want to read two. I just want to read you the No Place Like Home to help you better understand like what you've been going through, and then what this person it's in their shadow. Like what you've been strengthening in yourself is something that this person does not even see needs work within themselves. So we have essential meaning, authenticity, coming home to yourself, feeling at home, arriving at a place where you just fit, being comfortable in your own skin. Home feels like a safe and secure place. It's a comfortable place to rest and create, a place that is known and you can call yours. This card signals that your ability to trust yourself and feel at home in your own skin is beginning to solidify as you claim your dignity and integrity, aspects of yourself no one can take away from you. And I feel like that goes exactly toward to what I was saying. You like that was your energy in the situation. And so it says your dignity and integrity are aspects no one can take away from you. You know who you are. You can hold your head high, neither with pride nor with humility. Instead, you stand as the observer, seeing through the eyes of your soul. This puts you in a position of power and strength. And that's what your reading was all about, like your own honing that in. And that's what you've been doing through this. Authenticity is your home. You're safe here in the house of your spirit and friends. And then I feel like for this person, they compromise themselves by being in the negative side of, or not the negative, but the blocked side. So it says, there are times when what is familiar and known is not the best choice. Human beings are memory-driven creatures, and we all look for certainty. For what we know, even if the qualities we seek in other people and in external conditions are expressed in unhealthy ways. It's like I'm codependent on something that isn't good for me, and I can't break free from it because I don't have this foundation of home. I don't have this upright meaning of the card. And so it says, avoid being too eager to find a home. Choose something unfamiliar and trust that you will find a new normal that supports your spirit. Remember, if you do what you did, you'll always get what you got. Do the opposite of what feels right, even if it's uncomfortable, because what feels right is really what feels familiar. And you will attract and be drawn to the very things you don't want anymore. This time will not be different unless you do something different. And I feel like that's really a message for your person, but I feel like it's also like a beautiful message for you of how much you've been growing in this energy and how it's allowed you to see what isn't for you. It's allowed you to better recognize your truth and who you are and your values and what you stand for, no matter what you come across, no matter how others act, because you have that strength within you, you don't need to be in situations or take on, like, be codependent with something that doesn't align with you, essentially. And I think that, sorry, excuse the water. And I think there are certain aspects of you in this person that you guys are on somewhat of a similar journey, but I feel like you are an example to this person. However, I just, wait, sorry, guys, I don't know why I'm getting like instant memory loss. It's like, okay, I was trying to speak on how there is something similar about you guys, because I feel like maybe your circumstances have been somewhat similar, or your challenges in certain ways. And I feel like the way you guys have both responded to them have been so different. And I feel like that really highlights your strength and highlights your ability for change and transformation, no matter how uncomfortable or painful that ending or decision is. I feel like there's a comfort zone that this person likes to be in. There's a lack of everything that I just said you have. And I feel like this person isn't always in touch with, or they don't like have the strength to stand on their own 2 feet with power and strength and dignity and authenticity. And because they don't have that, they're blocked within the way they operate. They're not the King of Wands, yeah.
And so I just feel like this person thinks it's something that they just need to move forward from. But again, I genuinely feel like this is something that if this person doesn't do something different, it's almost like there is this level of like not getting that you're going around in a circle, or that you keep choosing the same thing and getting the same exact outcome. And because you're not questioning it, you know, and you don't, not, maybe you are questioning it, but even if you do question it, you don't want to question it because there's a fear of having to be in this no place like home energy, self-sovereignty, being in your own power and your dignity, no matter what comes at you. Like, you know, I feel like this person does not have that developed yet in this life, and that's fine. But because of that, that's this person likes to be in the familiar, because deep down, subconsciously, they're afraid of this. They're afraid of facing that they don't have this. But it's not to say that they'll never have it. It's the first step in building that, is seeing seeing our shadow, essentially, which is, I feel, something that you have a lot of experience with that death card coming through, and just like the 10 of Swords. It's like, and I think you have like experience like coming to truths like that. And I just feel like this person is a little bit more afraid to go into those deeper levels of self-transformation, because they do still feel dependent on avoiding their shadow and like being in the opposite of the no place like home. So they're in situations sometimes that are really not for them. And there's a lack of interconnection, a lack of true vibration with the people, places, things around them. And I feel like that's where you actually don't resonate with this person. I think like who this person wants to be actually has a lot to do with who you are, but maybe they don't even know what it looks like when someone's like that in reality. Like they don't actually know the meaning behind strength, is like what I'd want to say. And then, yeah, I just feel like all in all, yeah, this is this person's perspective. It says poverty consciousness, or a sense of not enough, cast a shadow on your path. These ideas and core beliefs come with a high cost. Do you really want to proclaim yourself a victim of disappointment and failed expectations? That's the 5 of Cups here. The like this energy of just almost like, well, you know, like it didn't work out, or like, but I'm just gonna read it all. But it says, are you avoiding success because you will grow so tall that others will want to cut you down? And there's there's secretly a fear that this person has of being the leader, because when you're actually the leader and you're actually this strong person, then you attract more challenge, and you have to hold down that energy. And so it says, or are you afraid that you may lose what you've acquired, so you hold on so tight to your comfort zone that you miss opportunities to expand. It says you're challenged to change the way you see the world and move from a perception of limitation to a perception of abundance. Take a risk, for you have nothing to lose except for the confinement of a prison of your own making. Yeah. And so, yeah, that's kind of what I'm picking up here. So, okay, so for those of you that do want to go deeper into this reading for the extended, I think it might be interesting to look from this person's perspective around like what their intentions are towards you at this current time. You know, are they wanting to take any kind of an action? Are they going to take any kind of an action towards you? Is this going to go anywhere else? And just then further give you any other closure. Like, I feel like anything that spirit wants you to know about what purpose this connection had in your life, or what significance, and then just anything else from your spirit team. But also I want to get like what this person would want to say to you if they had the chance to say something honestly to you. So, yeah, so we'll do an honest message from this person. We'll look at their like intentions / like actions. Is there going to be anything else from this sort of person, this connection, what to expect? And then, you know, anything else from your spirit team on, yeah, what I just said, like what you want, any other closure or information that could help your journey at this point into better understanding what place this relationship has in your journey and what purpose did it have. Yeah, so if you guys want to join me there, I will have it linked down below. I appreciate everyone who does support me through those extended readings. But of course, no pressure. If you did enjoy the reading though, if you're able to hit the like button, leave a comment. I really appreciate everyone who does that. And if you want to see future pick a card readings from my channel, I would love for you to okay, can't say that for a second, to subscribe. It's been an honor to read for you. I hope it's been helpful, and I hope to connect with you again soon. Hello, pal number 2. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the Astromatrix Tarot and this labradorite palm stone, this is going to be your reading where we're going to be looking at what is going on in this connection, whatever connection that you have on your mind. So the format is going to be, we're going to first look at your perspective, your thoughts and your feelings towards this person and this relationship. And by starting with that, it's meant to serve as a pretty good energy check-in. So ideally, this first part will resonate with you, and that's how you can know it's your reading. If what I start saying sounds like your person, it could be a flip-flop reading, and so it's up to you whether or not you want to kind of continue down. I don't have control of how it comes out, so we'll see what happens. But just want to give that like warning or just disclaimer to try to tune in before you really invest or take on messages. If they don't feel right for you, definitely don't force anything. Okay. Please tune me into pile number 2 and the connection that they have on their mind. What is pile number 2's perspective on this connection? And I don't know if I even said, but the second part will be, of course, your person's perspective, thoughts, and feelings on the connection. And then I'll kind of try to get a bigger picture understanding of what's going on. Yeah, so if you want to just skip to the second part, you totally can, but it's up to you. I'm going to be spending a little bit longer on the second part because that's, you know, your person's energy, and I just feel like I want to dedicate a little more time to that. All right, so for pile number 2, what are pile number 2's thoughts, feelings, perspective on this connection? We have the Hierophant, Taurus energy. I'm excited to use this deck. I feel like I really like the art on it. So I'm glad. Good choice, you guys, is what I guess what I'm trying to say. Okay, pile number 2's perspective, thoughts, and feelings. We have the 3 of Wands. The 9 of Cups. We have the 10 of Wands, the 6 of Swords in reverse. Can we please clarify the Hierophant? The 6 of Wands. Can we clarify the 3 of Wands? We have the Queen of Wands. Wow, what a vibe coming through. I am a reader that takes both upright and reversals, and like there's a really confident energy coming through from this pile. Yeah, I mean, with the 6 of Wands coming out next to the Queen of Wands, I mean, that's just taking it literally, but we'll see what else comes through. I just feel like you're a person who knows exactly what you want. That's coming through very strongly. Like, it's almost like there's this confidence of knowing exactly what fulfills you, and almost like an anticipation or a confidence that things will move forward in a positive direction is what I'm getting so far. Let me just finish out the spread and dig a little deeper into what we have going on here. Or there's a determination is what I might want to say. It feels like that you guys are determined. Okay, can we clarify the 9 of Cups? We have the Sun. You guys, what's going on? It's funny that this is like the darkest pile. So we have Leo, a lot of fire energy coming through in general. Yeah, so Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, just with the Queen of Wands as well. Can we clarify the 10 of Wands? Okay, interesting. Here we go. We have the Eight of Swords, and then we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. Okay, like what I'm picking up from this energy. Let me get a sip of water. I don't know if there's... Okay, here's something. Number one, this could be a long distance relationship. Doesn't have to be, but just the Three of Wands next to the Hierophant. I'm just getting an overall vibe of... it feels like there's some sort of commitment or agreement between the two of you. Either there already is, or you're waiting for that and feeling confident that that will happen. What I felt about the Six of Swords coming out in reverse with the Ten of Wands, there's almost this feeling of I'm not budging or I'm not moving. Like, I'm not, like, I don't want to move forward. Or another interpretation could be that maybe you feel like your person, like, clearly you are coming through with this very confident energy of like victory and almost like faith. Like, I feel like, okay, I've been watching a lot of like The Bachelorette, like, or not The Bachelorette, The Bachelor. And I feel like this is like reminding me of like a person's energy that's like on The Bachelor, that like isn't cringy or anything, but is someone who's like, yes, like I see what I want in this person. You know, I see, like, I'm a very confident person. Just think about the personalities that go on the show that like, but think about one of the people that are confident, but are very like principled and like they hold themselves well. And I feel like there's also this energy of just like positivity and being like a huge force of like you're a very bright person is what's coming through. And like, if that doesn't sound like you, like, I don't know, like that's just what I'm picking up. Yeah. And so I almost just feel like here with the Eight of Swords, it's like, maybe you feel like you're so ready for what you want and you're so sure of what your values are or like what you're looking for in a relationship. Like you're waiting for that person is how I feel. So since we're asking about a specific connection, like I'm wondering if the person that is going to be on the other side of this is more of this like Eight of Swords kind of feeling stuck. And that can be like a mental prison. And that can be like where your mindset kind of victimizes you. And I feel like there's such a different like polar opposite energy. And there's also an energy of faith coming through on your end. Like there's a very strong faith here and like a very beautiful energy. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this energy is very beautiful, like on your side. Like I really enjoy it. Definitely someone who's like proud though. Like I feel like you're a proud person. Like just looking at this, like this woman, and again, it's reminding me of like the people that can come on like The Bachelor that are like, I know what I want. Like I know I have myself. You're like a very it feels like at the very least your energy is coming through very confident. You shine in a group is what I'd want to say. I feel like there are gonna be people that are watching and are like, that is just like so like not me. And if that's like not either, if that's not you or your person, then I don't know. But either, and we'll get to the other side. But then there's another opposing energy here that seems to be held back or carrying a lot of baggage that is blocking them in the connection. Like it literally feels like there's someone who's so ready and so free and so happy with themselves. And the Nine of Cups can also be an energy of just like finding a lot of inner fulfillment, like just being a happy person, not like toxically happy, but being someone who has brought fulfillment into your own life. You sow the seeds and things like that. And then there's just this other energy here that's like, seems like they can't catch a break or something, or like they're holding on to things from their past, or it's like they have, this is like baggage to the max, like the Ten of Wands. There's something like this person needs to put down, because it's like they feel stuck right now. And so maybe your perception of your person is that they're they're stuck, and it's like maybe you're just kind of like, I have this like positive perspective. And then with like the Ace of Cups in reverse, it's like maybe you feel like like you're pouring your energy into an empty cup, or it's like no matter, like you just come in with such a positive vibe, but it's like somehow this person just can't seem to, it's like they're coming in with an empty cup is how it feels. And it feels like there's a stagnancy that's very different from this energy that's coming through. And yeah, and the Sun can also just talk about like a very, very positive mindset. A ton of Leo coming through. Even with the Six of Wands, I see the Leo here. Aries with the Three of Wands. Yeah, that's what I'm picking up on. And I feel like, yeah, you shine very bright, and I just don't, I think that there's like a difference in energy between you and this person, but let's see from their perspective, their thoughts, their feelings. Very curious now. But I feel like your perception, because of your own like mentality, I think it's kind of maybe hard for you to understand this person, or it's almost just like if you wanted to move forward to better territory, like that's actually like in your control. And like the Eight of Swords can be a feeling that you're trapped, you know, or like kind of like feeling a victim, but victim in the sense, in this case, like more of feeling like there's nothing you can do, like you're powerless or something. But I feel like your perception is that this person's holding on to things from the past that maybe they just need to move on from, or like they need to set down the baggage or whatever's weighing them down with the Ten of Wands. And it's like, I don't know if it's too much responsibility. I don't know if it's like just like not having dealt with their past already. I don't know, but let's see. Okay, so for pile number two's person, please tune me into pile number two's person. What are their thoughts, feelings, and perspective? What is their energy, thoughts, feelings, and perspective towards pile number two? I hope I've been saying pile number two. All right, let's get a view of their side. Please put me into their side of the energy, their perspective. Okay, interesting. We have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Six of Swords. So just for some of you, like, I don't know if like this person's having issues in like a work group, or like they might be having a hard time. Like there could have been maybe like financial loss, or this person is having to move forward from some kind of a situation that didn't work. Because yeah, the Five of Pentacles can be like a very humbling energy where, you know, you kind of have to pull yourself out of the snow and move forward. And so I feel like this person is in this energy of like leaving behind something that was really difficult. And so I feel like you are aware, but we'll get more into that. So what is pile number two's person's perspective, thoughts, and feelings? We have the Chariot, and then we have the Tower. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, with the Tower here, I feel like there's been something definitely that has really shaken up this person. And it's like they've have no choice but just to move forward. But I feel like with the Chariot here, it's like I enjoy seeing that, just because I feel like the Chariot is about overcoming challenges and trying to balance yourself out, and it's about willpower and victory and like overcoming things. But another aspect of the Chariot can be where you're like continuing to push for something, or you're continuing to try to make something work, or it's like you really need to take a step back. I don't know if that's just another interpretation. We'll get more clarity, but it's a possibility that this person is like unwilling to surrender something that's clearly not a possibility anymore. Like, I don't know if this person had a falling out with like a community, a friend group, a workplace, but it feels like they've gone through some kind of a loss. And it almost just feels like they really do need to just move forward and leave it behind. But we'll see. We'll see with the what else comes through. Can we clarify the Three of Pentacles situation here? With the Nine of Wands. Yeah, I definitely feel like this person has their guard up, has felt very tested by something. Like, I feel like maybe they've been in a negative environment where they've really been, this person is like, just for a fact, this person's like going through it, has definitely been facing challenges. But I'm seeing sort of like a fighter energy coming through again, like with the Nine of Wands. And it's like, okay, so, sorry, I just had to go to the bathroom, but, I'm definitely like getting this energy from this person's perspective. I don't know how much this has to do with you, given just like your side seeming so like I feel like this is something that doesn't have to do with you. If it does, like, and it still resonates, like, just take what resonates. But I feel like this person is dealing with like maybe a competitive like environment, like group environment in some capacity. And I feel like there's this energy of like not wanting to surrender, but also like really wanting, like feeling like you're in a hostile situation and like being very prepared to fight for your cause or like not give up victory. Like, you know, like like this person's wounded, like it's already been difficult. And it's like the Six of Swords is this energy of like cutting your losses and just moving forward to better territory. But the Chariot is like very similar to the Nine of Wands. Like, it's determined to succeed regardless of what challenges come its way. But then we also have the Tower here. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay, can we clarify the Five of Pentacles in reverse? The Two of Wands in reverse. Can we clarify the Six of Swords? We have the Eight of Pentacles. Can we clarify the Chariot? We have the Two of Pentacles. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles at the back of the deck. This is interesting. Like, I feel like this definitely feels like it's work related, or like it's definitely pentacle related here. Okay, so like I feel like with the Two of Wands in reverse, there's this feeling of not wanting to move forward, or there's a lot going on here. Like, I feel like there is this energy of this person. The Two of Wands in reverse, it's like it's possible that something they didn't work out, or some kind of a plan failed. Another interpretation I'm getting is that this person is having a hard time maybe taking the risk away from what's comfortable or what the status quo is. I almost feel like I need more oracle cards for this one, but yeah, it's like it's like there's some sort of long-standing, I feel like, work that this person has been doing. And it's like this person is evaluating like their priorities, and it's like there's a lot going on in this person's life. There's a lot on this person's plate, and they want to work for it. They want to keep going like step by step. I feel like there's just this matter of like, are you going to give up, or like, who are you as a person? Yeah, like I feel like there's a lot going on for this person, and I feel like it's less coming through for the relationship. So there is going to be an extended reading where I really use extended readings just to go deeper, use more time to answer questions that weren't fully gone into in the YouTube. And so if you really feel like it's your reading, that's what the extended is for. I feel like for this group, I think getting a little more into how this situation's impacting your relationship or their feelings towards you, because I feel like this person is so caught up in this battle is like what I want to say. Maybe something crumbling that they have put a lot of work into, or it's like, yeah, like, I don't know if this person like doesn't want to leave something behind, or it's like they've put so much energy into something and I feel like they don't want to give it up is how it feels. But what's the Tower? The Two of Swords in reverse. I wonder if this person has always been like very certain, but now I feel like they're maybe put in a position where they have to choose this or that. Like, I feel like this person feels like maybe they feel that one thing has to come crumbling down in their life is kind of what I'm getting. I feel like they feel that they're in a no-win situation, or that they don't know what to do. They don't know what decision to make. This person is feeling like they're being forced to make a difficult choice that they don't want to make. Why do we have the Two of Wands in reverse? We have the Ace of Cups. Okay, so I feel like this is kind of adding in like an element of emotion and love. There's just this feeling of like this person, we have Cancer energy, by the way. So much Earth energy coming through from this person. So I wouldn't be surprised if just like what's going on in the connection has a lot to do with work, has a lot to do with tradition, their family, what's expected of them, like the legacy that they're building. I feel like something bad has happened though. I wonder if they're having to choose in between like love and like choose between their heart and their logic, or like not even just logic, but like practicality, like, or what they've already been valuing. What decision do they have to make? Okay, we have Temperance. How do they balance the both of something? Maybe this person is feeling, I think this person is wanting to make everything work is what I'm getting here. Like, I feel like this person is trying to figure out how to make the best of a situation, or how to balance everything out, essentially. Because I feel like the Chariot is about like yin and yang, and it's about opposites, and it's about being in control through the harmony between the two opposing situations, and I feel like that's why Temperance is here. I feel like this person doesn't want to have to pick between something. They want to make both things work. That's what I'm getting. What is the Two of Wands decision with the Ace of Cups? What is that? Again, it's about following just their heart. It's like this person, yeah, and then the Hangman in reverse at the back of the deck. It's like they're lingering. They're having a hard time getting a new perspective. It's like this person doesn't want to surrender. Yeah, they don't want to surrender. However, two different aspects of their life are needing to be balanced out. What's falling apart though? Or maybe it's a Tower. Maybe like what is they're realizing is that maybe one of the things that they want, or like in order to go this way, then something else has to fall apart. Or maybe something has happened where they've realized that they can't have it all is the feeling here. It's almost like they want to hold everything. And so then maybe that makes sense as to why you were getting like the 10 of Wands. And like maybe from your perspective, it's like, why doesn't this person leave something behind and just move forward instead of kind of being trapped by all of this responsibility that this person's holding. And I feel like this person is but they're a fighter. Like this is coming through as like a fighter energy. And so I guess I feel it's like there's this energy of like, do they cut their losses almost and just follow their heart and leave behind and cut their losses? It's like they have to lose something is how it feels. Yeah, 7 of Wands. This person is so defensive, but it's like they don't want to walk away from something that is already not working. Okay, let's get some oracle cards. What is pile number 2's perspective, thoughts, and feelings towards the connection with pile number 2? It's like they're not ready to take the risk of following their heart is something I'm feeling, because they have, and they're in this like difficult debate of like, how do I balance out 2 different things? Like that's the 2 of Pentacles. Or it can also be about making a decision. Can we clarify pile number 2's? It's also possible that with the 2 Pentacles in reverse, like maybe this person is, it's also possible this could be something to do with you, where it's like maybe this person isn't prioritizing or bringing balance to, or isn't working as in a team weight, in a team, isn't being a good teammate with you in the relationship. That's possible. I think this just could be a situation where it's like maybe you want to be prioritized, or it's like you guys aren't being able to see things on the same page, and it feels like there's a clashing of like what I would do in that situation, or like not understanding why a person is so committed to something, or like so, I don't know. So persistent is another feeling I have. Okay, so definitely stubborn energy. Maybe both you guys are stubborn. We had Leo and Taurus coming through. Okay, so can we clarify this energy, please, of pile number 2's person? Okay, making a choice in reverse. There's definitely a choice that they need to make, and it's like they can't put it off, and I think that's their Tower moment. Like it's like this realization of it's not as stable as they thought. Like they can't just not make a decision is how it feels. They can't have both things. So I do think this person is really struggling to make a choice between 2 different things here. We have metamorphosis, not wanting to change, resisting necessary change or transformation. We have talisman in reverse. And I feel like this is like, it's like this person is, because of their stubbornness or not wanting to make a choice that's going to change things. It's like, I'm going to read some of that one, but I feel like it's like this kind of talks about tuning into your wisdom, and like it talks about being on your highest path as well. So I want to get into that more with the guidebook, but one more please for pile number 2's person's perspective, energy, whatever's going on with them. All right, yeah, we have magic stream. It's like they're yeah, okay. And then we have golden palace here. And so I do feel like there's something around like, I don't know, like, it's like, I feel like this person has their eyes very fixated on some kind of a future or some kind of victory that they want. And it feels like it's pentacle related, like earthly. Yeah, I just want to double check the talisman. So 49. Yeah, okay, so it says a reverse talisman card warns that you must be aware of a repetitive pattern in your life. Sometimes the things that feel most familiar carry with them reminders of what you don't want to experience again. And then we have, again, it says, yet here you are, faced with an important choice. You can move forward cautiously, or you can look for another path that will take you in a new direction. And that's that Two of Wands in reverse. Like, it's like they don't want to take a risk or make a change to kind of go in another direction, is what I'd want to say. It says, consider this: if you've fallen down a hole a few times, why wouldn't you walk around it this time? And I feel like that's your vibe towards this person. Is like, to you from the outside looking in, it's like this situation seems obvious as to how you're stuck in this situation, and you just need to make a choice, and maybe you're afraid to do that because it's like out of your comfort zone. But it says, if you don't know where the hole lies, treasure. It says, if you know where the hole lies, treasure that wisdom. And I feel like that's like that Five of Pentacles, like the Three of, it's like something that they're battling against. And it's like, at some point you got to just leave it behind and make a decision. You got to move forward in another direction, is how I feel. So it says, yeah, literally, it says, although the universe is unlimited, every individual path has some limitations. Accepting that not all avenues are available to you at this time is a powerful realization. It says, that said, you don't have to retrace your footsteps either. No matter what, you're on this path to gain greater wisdom, regardless of the choice you make. This is the time to ask others who have been here before for advice and assistance. Their wisdom will awaken your own. Maybe you're trying to give this person advice. But yeah, I'm really picking up on, like, this person is trying to make something work that isn't working and has continuously failed. And it is coming from this strong part of them, I guess. But it's like they have to be more practical and be like, okay, like, this isn't sustainable. Like, I have to pick what my priority is, because the Tower moment is, this is not sustainable. Like, whatever this mentality kind of has been. Yeah, so it says, this is just the magic stream. And I feel like for me, the magic stream makes me think of, like, or even like a river is like this energy of letting things flow, realizing there are things you can't control. It's about release. It's about, yeah, letting go, going with the flow as well. But in this book, it's slightly different. But it says, every experience you have seems to have its own life story, a beginning, a middle, and an end, and eventually an end. However, there's a danger to seeing events as separate from one another, since, in fact, they are all a part of a continuity, I'm not gonna be able to say that, continuity and a greater evolution, and that's that transformation card. It's like this person okay, so like what I'm really overall picking up is that there's a sort of blockage for this person when it comes to seeing the value in trusting that even through loss and having to move on and maybe making a decision that hurts in the moment isn't all bad. It's like the process of transformation can look like that, and it can lead you toward something positive as well. Like, yeah. And so then it says, like an ever-flowing magic stream, your experiences filter through the whole world, one leading to another. Information, informing and influencing still more. Inspiration, invention, and revelations rarely come to just one person. The collective awareness is a shared storehouse of potential. When you remember you're a part of the fluid continuity of life, you become a channel for inspiration. Allow the magic to flow through you and carry your dreams into reality. Your success will benefit many. But okay, that's the energy that I feel this person is needing. But I'm also picking up on the reverse of this card where it says, swimming against the current. Like, there are times when sheer effort and willpower will result in victory and celebration, but this isn't one of them. You can't force inspiration. You can't manufacture creativity lest you borrow too heavily from others' ideas. Nor can you orchestrate someone to love you or orchestrate a series of events that might put you in a more favorable position. Now is the time to stop trying and jump in the stream and float. Immerse yourself in the experience of being fully present with whatever is true in the moment. Yeah, and so I think there's a resistance to just letting it be what it is. And it's almost like when you're doing more damage by trying to force something to work, or not knowing when to surrender is really what's coming through. And I feel like this, and so especially if you're like a love interest with this person, it's like, I feel like maybe you guys are like, this other thing is draining you so much and it's like not working. Like, why wouldn't you just make this choice for this new beautiful beginning and like following your heart? Like, that's valuable too. And I just feel like there's this integration going on with your person of needing to learn how life has conflicting things that happen, and there's like, it's like you can't have like, what's just randomly coming to my mind is like, I remember someone saying this to me, which I don't even agree with, but like right before I went to college, someone was like, okay, like pick two. So it's like, here are the options: good sleep, like good grades, be like a fun social life, blah blah. It's just like saying that there are so many different competing aspects of life and you only have so much capacity in a sense, or it's like at some point in life you just have to decide what you're going to prioritize, and that sometimes means having to put something lower on the priority list. And I think this person's kind of struggling with that, or struggling, really asking themselves, like, is this really worth it? Like, what, like, you know, like what else? I don't know. That's what I'm picking up on for this person. And so I think like for you on their side, like they're resisting transformation. They're resisting picking one way or the other. They're having a hard time accepting the fact that whatever plan they had or whatever way they wanted things to be in their ideal world is not the reality with the Tower. And it's like no amount of the Chariot energy. It's like realizing that the Chariot energy isn't about just bullheadedness in one direction. The Chariot and success and victory is actually about managing all the different conflicts that can happen in life and the opposites and things like that, and still being able to move forward and navigate through those things. And I feel like this person needs to recognize that that's where victory comes from. And it's like, if they're gonna be so fixed, if they're gonna put too much attention on this black horse, the Chariot's gonna tumble. And that's just a fact of life. You know, it's like you have to be realistic about what your priorities are, and how you're balancing the different aspects of your life, and sometimes competing aspects of life. Yeah, so that's what I'm seeing. And I don't know if like this person's like difficulty in doing this is impacting the connection with you. I think that's very possible. So for the extended reading, I want to see like what this person's specific feelings for you are. I want to see what this person's intentions are towards you and what they're likely to do next. What decision are they likely to make? Nothing is set in stone, but I just want to try to give you a glimpse in the future so you can make better choices now, or make choices that work for you. And then I want to just give you guidance on whatever else your spirit team wants you to know about this connection. Give you guidance on how is best for you to move forward. Like, what does your spirit team want you to know about this situation, this person? Yeah, so I'll have that link down below. I'm so grateful to every person who does support me on this channel in general, but also through the extended readings. So thank you to everyone who does check them out. That's maybe one of the best ways of supporting the channel, or like the one that's most substantial to me. But I also really appreciate everyone who likes the videos, leaves a comment. I appreciate literally like everything from you guys. If you want to see more readings from my channel, I would love for you to subscribe. But other than that, this has been an honor to read for you, and I hope to connect with you again soon. Hello, pal number 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the Wayhome Tarot and this green fluorite palm stone, then this is going to be your reading where we're going to be looking at what is going on in this connection, the connection that you have on your mind. So we are going to be starting off with your side. So we're going to be asking Spirit, what is your perspective, your thoughts, your feelings of this connection? And so we're going to be looking at your side, and then we're going to look at your person's side and do the same thing after looking at yours. And so the first part of this reading can work really well as just an energy check-in for you. So hopefully what I'm describing sounds like your perspective, your thoughts, your feelings towards this person. The only other thing I want to say is if it sounds like I'm describing your person's perspective, it could be a flip pile. So it might be worth listening to, but of course it's up to you. I'm going to equally look at both sides. Yeah. And I think honestly, probably for a lot of piles and a lot of readings, tarot readings on YouTube, I'm sure for each pile, there are people from each side tuning in. So yeah, I think the main thing that is important is just to ask yourself whether or not this is feeling valuable to you, if it's feeling like helpful, you know, or it's just resonating with you in your situation. Definitely don't force anything to fit. All right, other than that, for pile number 3, please tune me into pile number 3's energy. Please put me in their shoes, their perspective, their feelings towards this person and this connection. Please let me look at things from their side. What are pile number 1's thoughts, feelings, perspective? Ace of Swords. We have the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. We have the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. We have the World. Can we clarify the Ace of Swords, please? We have the Devil in reverse. Capricorn. This could have to do with work. It doesn't have to. It's just the fact that we have several Pentacle cards and then Capricorn, an earth sign, that to me kind of makes me think of business for some reason. I don't know why. But those are just confirmations. Definitely doesn't have to be a work situation. We'll definitely see what else comes through. All right, can we clarify the 3 of Pentacles in reverse, please? With the 2 of Wands. So already I can see that you are having some kind of revelation of what you need to move away from, or something that's holding you back. Like it's almost like you're realizing for sure there's something holding you back, and it's like the 2 of Wands here is like whatever's currently happening in this situation, either this is in regards to the relationship or something else in your life, it's like something isn't working or it's not cohesive. Like we're not able to reach the goal. And for me, that we have the World here. And so like the World can symbolize successful completion, and it's kind of like a celebration of after everything you've kind of been through, everything coming to full circle. And it's almost like you're contemplating, it feels like a certain end goal. And it's like maybe you had one end goal in your mind, either for this relationship or something else in your mind. But maybe you're coming to a new conclusion of getting clarity of what you need to let go of in order to get to this same goal that you have in your mind. So let's clarify it. Can we clarify the 8 of Pentacles in reverse? Maybe the Tower in reverse. Yeah, it's like there's a feeling here of having wanted to prevent a tower from collapsing. It's almost like we were trying to work towards something but not getting anywhere. Or it's like it's almost, it's giving me the energy of like a conversation. All of my examples are going to be related to The Bachelor because I've been binge watching it, but it reminds me of like in a relationship, there's a lot of moments from The Bachelor where it's like, okay, like we can work on this step by step. Like as long as we're a team, like as long as we're working together, like we can reach this goal. But it's almost like sometimes in the show, it's like the Bachelor can be confused about what they should do. And it's almost like it feels like there's hope that this could have, you guys could have found a solution, or you could have found a solution. But it's almost like having this realization of needing to move forward in a way. And it feels like we have been trying to, though, prevent the breakdown of something, but it's just like kind of inevitable is how it feels with the Tower. Or maybe we didn't want to have to see it at some point, how something hasn't been working. Please clarify the universe. We have the Knight of Wands. Okay, we have the Sun in reverse here. Yeah, and for me, it's like, I feel like the Sun in reverse is like, I feel like there's been a lack of clarity or a lack of seeing the truth. Yeah, and it's interesting how this Son of Wands is like a volcano. So it's almost like something has erupted, or something has, you know, something that's been kept underground has erupted, and it's kind of maybe caused the end of something, or it's like we can no longer see a positive future. We're in a pessimistic mindset, but I feel like that also could have came from in the beginning having a like not wanting to shed light on something. Not wanting to shed light on something that wasn't functioning. And this could be a relationship with this person. Let me see. I want to see, what's the Devil in reverse? We have Strength in reverse. Yeah, it's like, I just feel like someone's, like, you've gotten clarity here. We have Leo here now too. That it's almost like realizing maybe what you've been afraid of, what you've been afraid to let go of, what you've been afraid to face, what sort of shadow you've been afraid to face. Can we clarify what's the clarity you're getting is the need to remove and let go? Can we clarify the Three of Pentacles in reverse? Yeah, again, the Seven of Pentacles. It's like something that we've been working on. Again, like Two of Pentacles here. It's like, yeah, there's just a feeling here, again, like of a crossroads moment of whatever we're trying to build, we can't do it together is almost how it feels. Can we clarify the Son of Wands? The Fool. And it feels like, and so I'm not sure who this is, like, and so put this into context. I'm sure we'll get more, but it just feels like there's one person in this connection that is going on to new, is gonna have a new beginning, or is going to take some kind of an action that is, with the Two of Wands here, outside the norm or outside the comfort zone. And I feel like it's not like an act of abandonment. It's more like this tower is in fact crumbling. And it's become clear to me that I need to have the strength to be able to begin again, or to start the journey again. It's almost like we couldn't finish this journey, or I have to take a step towards a new path since this is crumbling. Yeah, but it definitely feels like there's themes here of recognizing maybe the need to make a difficult decision, to take a risk, to start over. And And with the Nine of Pentacles, and yeah, we have death here. And I feel like it's like, this is like a transformation, Scorpio energy here. It's like a transformation that's been difficult. And I feel like with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, it may even have to do with like leaving codependency, or maybe having to like realizing you have to do something on your own. But yeah, it's almost like we're not lying to ourselves anymore about something that isn't working. And like whatever the strength in reverse was, it's like there's like a need to face it, is what I'd want to say. So hopefully that sounds somewhat like your situation. It's almost hard to know who is who, though. It's like, I know I'm trying to read for your side, and just by staying true to that, I feel like your thoughts and viewpoint are that you're coming to a moment of clarity of either this person is moving in another direction towards a new future, then that's the end of this, and that there is no future for this. One person, maybe both of you have been holding on, or both of you have been trying and like waiting and being patient, and avoiding making sort of a decision to move in another direction. And so I'm not sure, it kind of feels like maybe that's you, that's like been feeling like the situation here is pretty bleak, and it's probably going to be the end of, like, there's a new cycle needed. And it's almost this feeling of we can't do it together, or we have to do it step by step, or whatever I've built here is tumbling anyways. Even if I wanted it to be me and you building it, it's almost like this attachment isn't something that is strong. It's something that is born from fear. And maybe we've been telling ourselves one narrative to be shifting to a new narrative that's more in alignment with truth. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Let's see your person's perspective. It might give me a better idea of how I can kind of see your view versus theirs. Because I'm not sure how much you agree with that energy, or I don't know if that's you that is considering moving another direction. All right, what is pile number 3's person's perspective? Please put me in pile number 3's person's shoes, and their perspective, their thoughts, their feelings, but mainly their perspective toward this connection, to give me a more holistic understanding of what's going on. From pile number 2's person perspective, please. Okay, again, Son of Wands. So it feels like it's like centering around the Son of Wands. And the Son of Wands can be like taking an action or following a passion. It's definitely like a pretty quick moving energy. It's not necessarily like rooted in the Pentacle suit, you know, and I feel like there's Pentacle energy coming through, but it's like, it's almost like taking a risk, but it's like following your passion. So that's definitely a theme here. But what's pile number 2's person's perspective here? Yeah, the Ace of Wands, it's like there's some fiery new beginning. There's something pulling, I want to say this person, and it's almost like with the High Priestess in reverse, it's like they've been having to ignore their intuition about how they're feeling drawn to this Ace of Wands. We'll figure out more. What else? Father of Pentacles in reverse, yeah. And so okay, let's keep going. Let me just fill it out. What is pile number 3's person's perspective? We have the Sun, Leo. Can we clarify the Son of Wands? The 3 of Wands. Can we clarify the Ace of Wands? The Devil in reverse. Can we clarify the Father of Pentacles in reverse? 9 of Swords in reverse. Can we clarify the Sun? The Chariot in reverse. And then we have the 2 of Swords. Okay. So again, this kind of reminds me of pile number 2 a little bit. So there might be some similarities. But I feel like pile number two's perspective is one that is feeling, I want to say they're conflicted. Like, I feel like pile number three's person, your person is conflicted. I just don't know exactly what the decision is. It's like, I wonder if there's some other influence in pile number three's person's life, like the Father of Pentacles in reverse. Like, it almost feels like your person is afraid of separating themselves from something that is blocking them from following their passion, following their intuition, blocking them from having faith in taking those steps. Because, and again, I definitely feel like there might be a connection to pile number two, but it's like, yeah, you guys, I feel like it's so similar because I'm getting, and again, it's hard to know if there's a third entity here. It's hard to know if this is you in like a romantic relationship dealing with another situation. Or it's hard to know if maybe your energy is the energy that is like this Knight of Pentacles or this Knight of Wands that kind of wants to break free to expand their horizons. Like, I feel like someone here wants to expand their horizons. And again, it's like at a breaking point where it's like a decision needs to be made with the Two of Swords. I'm wondering if someone is telling another person it's almost like someone's trying to not listen to or not be influenced by like the irrational fears of another person. Because it's like, I feel like they want to move forward positively or they see some sort of positive future, but it's almost like there's a fear of failure or a fear of not being able to overcome the challenges that this other path would be asking of them. Yeah. Okay. So let's look. Yeah, and it feels like there's some kind of an energy here of transformation and someone wanting to leave behind an old self and walk into a new self. But I feel like there's someone that's resisting that at the very least. All right, can we clarify the Father of Pentacles in reverse? We have the Empress. Can we clarify the Nine of Swords in reverse? Okay, so for me, it's not exactly clear yet why the Empress is here, but let me just marinate on that for a second. But we do have Cancer energy. And so, yeah, it does feel, Capricorn, Cancer, it's like, this Nine of Swords in reverse is this energy of holding yourself back from a new opportunity or for, it's almost like being content in a certain state that you're in, but you're not actually emotion fulfilled. And it's about like rejection and not taking a certain opportunity or a cup. Why the heck is the Empress here? Five of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, this is kind of crazy. This might be crazy, you guys, but this is just like such a random example. That does not have to be it, but like there's almost an energy here of like what if someone like got pregnant? This sounds crazy, got pregnant. And it's almost like someone's trying to decide what to do in that situation. And there's like people trying to give this person advice. That's a crazy potential, but it did come through. So, because it's almost like you're expecting. What's the devil in reverse here? The 5 of Wands. There's definitely like, there's this feeling coming from pile number 2's person with the 4 of Swords in reverse as well, that it's like they're feeling like they need to break away from other people's opinions that are making them feel very conflicted about what they want to do. I wonder if it's like, maybe there's a mother figure that's saying you're not ready for something. That could be it as well. Or like, you know, you may lose something. There's almost this fear of loss or putting something at risk. Maybe stability even. Like it's like, should I take this opportunity and maybe move through a difficultness, or like something that represents a loss, or like a painful, even like a sense of abandonment, or like maybe being abandoned, or it's like it just feels like there's all these concerns on this person's mind in regards to a certain decision, and it feels like there's a lot of other people's opinions influencing them. Can we clarify the Chariot in reverse? 10 of Pentacles. Okay, and it flipped over. Yeah, like the 10 of Pentacles wanted to be in reverse though. And so it just makes me feel like it's all, like I wonder if pile number 2 is wanting to do certain things that are maybe more risky, like the Knight of Wands. But it's almost like maybe some people are trying to make this person think more of the long term. Like think about how this might play out in the long term. Or even I'm wondering if like there's this opportunity for your person, and maybe there's people around this person like saying that to not take that opportunity or to not do anything rash. But it's like then there's this fear this person has on missing out. Why do we have the Sun here? It's like maybe they're being optimistic. We have the Mother of Wands in reverse. I don't know. I feel like something this person is going to do or wants to do is like controversial, is potentially not wise financially. Why is it in reverse? We have the Hermit. Virgo. There's just this feeling here of like, this is a complicated situation to say the very least. I need to get Oracle cards. Yeah. What the heck is going on from pile number 2's? Yeah, and I'm seeing this deep knowing here in reverse in between worlds, and it's like there's this potential future that's unknown in this situation, but I feel like with deep knowing in reverse, that talks about like being very sensitive to the thoughts and feelings of other people, and almost being on empathetic like overwhelm, or like where it's you can't really see clearly. But okay, let me what's going on for pile number 2's person, please? Okay, we have Round and Round. We have deep knowing. Fork in the road in reverse. Again, there's this decision that needs to be made. There's this person, maybe, again, like, I don't know. It's almost like your energy is similar to this person. So it's like confusing what your relationship is. But it's like, they don't, there's this need for them to make a decision. And I think this person really wants to follow like their intuition in their heart. But I feel like it's almost like if they don't make the decision for themselves, then the other people will make the decision for them. We have milk and honey in reverse. We have clean it up here as well. I'm wondering if it's like this person is needing to make some kind of choice or change. I don't know if there's something like addictive with that devil energy, or there's something that like this person like knows they need to stop going around in the same cycle. And I feel like with cleaning it up, it's about like maybe, because the milk and honey in reverse is a card of instant gratification and trying to like you do things that you think are going to make you feel better, but then they just make it worse. Like they just, like it's like addiction. Like you think you want to get it faster or sooner. So I'm just going to have to ask more questions here. Because there's a lot of contradicting energy. However, I do want to say overall, it feels like what's going on in this connection is there is clearly some sort of decision to be made. It feels like on your person's part, maybe to leave behind some kind of way of thinking where they're making decisions that sabotage long-term success and are just like for the moment, but like maybe sometimes this person can be like, let me just see. I just want to ask really quickly from Spirit, like what's actually in pile number 2's person's best, what's in their highest good? What is in their actual highest good? Like, what advice would Spirit give to pile number 2? And this is going to help me understand what I'm getting. So what is actually in pile number 2's person's best interest? 5 of Pentacles in reverse. 10 of Pentacles. We have the 5 of Wands. The Son of Cups in reverse. We have the 5 of Swords in reverse. We have the Lovers and the Sun. Can we clarify the 5 of Wands? We have the 10 of Wands. And can we clarify the Son of Cups? Mother of Pentacles. And then the Daughter of Wands in reverse. Okay. I feel like what's in pile number 2's best interest is to not come from a mentality of lack or being afraid. I feel like this person, it's almost like their best decision is to make with the Lovers here, it's about making a decision from a place of love, no matter what that looks like. And and I feel like Spirit's saying that there's all this like burden being put on this person from all these conflicting, they need to put down the burden of everyone else's opinion that's blocking them from going and following their heart. Or maybe making this person feel like they need to move on and move forward is how it feels. And I don't know if there's a mother figure in the situation that is trying to influence them or trying to make, or not intentionally, but just like by giving their opinion. Okay, you guys, I'm so sorry to do The Bachelor again, But it's like, you know, during The Bachelor, or if you haven't watched it, there's like a certain part where like the family meets the potential person, and obviously they have a difficult choice to make. And I just feel like in those situations, sometimes it just makes the situation way harder, because obviously, like, oftentimes people that are like our parents or our friends, like, they want the best for us, but sometimes their opinions can just make things worse for us in a way. And so I feel like what pile number two's person really needs is just confidence to move forward with confidence and optimism down a new path, or to let go of a certain path that they're on. Like, it's like I feel like this person needs to jump from a security zone and start building their own thing. Like, I feel like this person needs to jump the nest here. Okay. So I don't know exactly who you are. What's pile number 3, the viewer's perspective? Because I mean, this could be a lot of different scenarios. Like, it feels like there's 3 people in the situation. Or if this is a reading where you are that person that's wanting to make some kind of a decision, and your other person is the force that's telling you no, like, that's what's going on in the situation. Like, is there a third element? I just can't really imagine. I guess it would be very unlikely, in my opinion, for whoever, like, the sort of advice, whoever's trying to give the advice or give their opinion to pile number to the Knight of Wands energy, or the person that, like, I have been referring to as pile number 2. It would be very rare for that person to come to a tarot reading. Like, so I feel like either you are that person, or you are in some form of a relationship with the person with this situation. But let me see. Who is pile number 2 in this situation? Who is pile number 2? Okay, we have 6 of Wands in reverse. We have Strength. We have the Hermit, Virgo, Leo. The 4 of Swords in reverse. We have the Hangman in reverse. The Daughter of Wands. We have the Lovers in reverse. Could you see the 4 of Swords, please? Okay, like, it's very clear that there's a situation going on where there definitely, like, there's this fear of people not being proud of a certain person for a decision, or like people or a person being very set in their ways and being not wanting to change their perspective. And then, but I'm getting, like, with this Strength energy, it's like having the courage and the strength to go down that path anyways, even if it means doing it on your own. Okay, sorry. I'm so sorry. I've never even done this in a reading before, but I just need to, maybe it's mixed and that's why it's so hard. What advice would pile number 2 give pile number 2's person? What advice would pile number 2 give to pile number 2's person? What advice would they give them? Okay, Son of Wands in reverse. Ace of Cups in reverse. 10 of Wands. 2 of Pentacles. Ace of Swords. We have Justice with the Sun. We have the Page of Cups. 5 Swords. We have Temperance. Okay, I feel like there's an energy coming from you that's like, maybe would advise this person to wait until they have clarity. I feel like you would urge this person to slow down and make sure they're coming from a very balanced perspective, I feel like is what you would say. I feel like there's this energy of returning to innocence almost with the Daughter of Cups. It's almost like when I feel like you may view your person as very drained right now or very burdened. I almost feel like they would say, don't do anything rash right now. Make sure you have clarity before you do whatever next action. Make sure it's in alignment with make sure you've weighed the pros and cons of the situation. Because like with Temperance, it's like, yeah, and the Two of Wands in reverse, it's like, I just feel like you have a more like sort of a cautious vibe. Why is the Five of Swords here? Seven of Swords in reverse. Like, be honest with yourself. Maybe even why is the Daughter of Wands here? We have the Moon. The Moon and the Seven of Swords. It's almost like when there are unknowns in a situation, or it is a difficult situation to figure out. There's something here about like your advice around how to move forward. You almost would have a perspective of trying to help this person navigate something where maybe a lot of people are against them, and like they do need to back up their ideas and their manifestations, but it's almost like you're warning this person to use this Son of Wands energy in like a strategic way, or in a way that is not short-sighted. Okay, let's get some Oracle cards as well. Can we clarify this, please? Maybe also to not be naive. Like, I feel like it's almost like you would want this person to make sure that they're seeing things clearly. That they understand, like, that they're not, that your person isn't seen through a naive lens, almost like with the Daughter of Cups as well. What's this energy? Yeah, peaks of joy in reverse. And let me just read that, and like I feel like that is like exactly what I'm talking about. 33. Your life is filled with happiness, so share it with others. It says, do you rely too heavily on your material achievements when you assess how happy you are? Perhaps you say, I'll be happy when I meet the right lover, make the right amount of money, or reach my ideal weight, and so on. Why wait to arrive at the perfect destination before allowing yourself to experience sheer delight? Maybe that's the Ten of Wands. Like, maybe you would say that you feel like this person is so burdened by because there's multiple perspectives that keep coming in where it's like I almost feel that there are forces that are wanting or making this person almost like are encouraging them to be more mature. But I feel like, yeah, and like to kind of wait, but then there's this perspective here of like, why wait at the perfect destination before allowing yourself to experience sheer delight? Be alive, be grateful, know that happiness is an inside job. Let me just get a couple more. Make a choice in reverse. We have encouragement. I feel like you're not encouraging this person. We have Wandering Circus in reverse. Yeah, Flying in reverse. I don't know. I just feel like overall I feel like this person wants to do something, but it's almost like people around them think that it might be a misstep or something that, you know, they're going to kind of trip and fall from. Yeah, and then because I thought the Peaks of Joy was flying in reverse. That's why it took me so long to start reading. It says, when you see the flying card reverse, it's a gentle reminder that there are times to take flight and times to remain grounded. For now, you must avoid overreaching. There's still work to be done before you earn your wings. Be patient. What you seek will not be out of joy forever. But remember the story of Icarus in Greek mythology, whose wax made wings and overconfidence brought him too close to the sun. He perished because he didn't realize his limitations. Humility is a great power, and now you must exercise it. Doing too much, too fast, too soon only serves to prevent a flight later on. And I feel like that's your perspective as well. And maybe this person is overestimating I don't know, like, this is such a toss-up. Because Spirit said no. And I feel like with the One Ring Circus in reverse, there's a warning here of like not letting other people control you. But it almost feels like there's someone here that wants to start living now, wants to start doing something. And and in my mind, they should, like, even if there are fears, it's like to not let those things hold you back, and like to make sure you have balance in your life. And I feel like if this person doesn't make their own, even if they make a choice that turns out some negative way, it's like it's still important for this person to figure that out themselves, and to learn from their mistakes and to learn their limits. And maybe it's like there are people around, and this could be you, but there are maybe people around this person that almost have like their own wisdom or their own experience that they're just like feeling like this person maybe isn't seeing. Yeah. I hope this has been helpful. Sagittarius energy. And Sagittarius is all about like exploring. It's about stepping out of your comfort zone and learning new things and integrating them. Learning who you are, learning your philosophies, expanding your worldview, expanding. And so I feel like someone wants to expand, and maybe there's some sort of opportunity to do that. And maybe it's risky, but maybe this person wants to take that risk. That's what's going on in this connection. So for the extended reading, I want to see how does your person, what are their feelings towards you? What would they say to you if they were being completely honest with you? I want to see the likely outcome of this situation or where it's headed, and then guidance for you. So hopefully this has been helpful. Okay, so I just want to add this in right before I just do my outro, because I feel like I just want to leave you guys with some overall guidance, and I just want to get you guys some overall guidance. And I feel like this guidance is probably going to be in relation to either your person or you, but I just want to leave you with something a little more like what do you take from that? You know what I mean? So what are the overall themes that Spirit you want pile number 3 to think about when it comes to this? What themes or messages could really be helpful for them in navigating this connection? Okay, we have learned from the past in reverse. We have bring a gentle touch. We have nothing is wasted. We have let it shine. And then we have life is a mystery. Yeah, be loyal to what you love. So yeah, there's definitely just the overall theme here of number one, like this nothing is wasted card is exactly what I was saying towards the end of the reading, where it's like no matter what choice you make, it's all a part of the journey. And I feel like with this let it shine card, I feel like this is a message for pile number 2's person, or for you or for everyone, to let yourself shine in spite of life being such a mystery. And like with the life is a mystery coming out is like a reminder of the fact that that life is always a mystery, no matter what age you're at, no matter what experiences you've had. But really, it's from our past experiences that we gain wisdom. And I feel like with Bring a Gentle Touch here, it's like there may be a need to be a little more soft in regards to mistakes from the past, potentially, and trusting that just because that mistake happened in the past, like you've learned from it. And so I just want to read some of the highlights of these messages. So if you guys don't want to, listen to this, you definitely don't have to. So it says, are you feeling uncomfortable with a tradition, custom, or familiar behavior that no longer fits with you? Do you wish the past could be erased so you could no longer cause you a moment's pain? Elephant Spirit encourages you to write a different story and alter traditions in ways that acknowledge that we all evolve, for transformation is our nature. Build on the best of the past, learn from the worst, walk into the future with dignity, who remembers the truth and honors your strength and wisdom. I feel like that is a message for sure. All right. Okay, yeah. Dear Spirit is bringing you a gentle reminder that now is not the time to engage in an argument, no matter how volatile others are being with you. Don't match their intensity with your own. If you're dealing with an overly assertive person, step back and disengage, lest you agree to something out of alignment with your intentions. Don't let anybody bully you into anything you're uncomfortable with. You have a solid footing if you stand your ground with grace. Those who disagree will begin to find their own gentleness and willingness to compromise. Yeah, and I feel like that's a message for your person, or you if you resonate being your person. But it's like there's this energy of someone needing to stand for their truth and to not be bullied into making a decision or doing something because of other people's opinions or like how strong their perspective is. It says, what a beautiful gift it is to be sensitive. Today, you need a tougher hide so that any compromise you make allow you to maintain your integrity. And there's a lot here about, like, do you wish to deny your past? Or I wonder if you, pile number 3, have had a hard time maybe letting go of the difficult parts of your past. And I feel like that maybe is what's given you such a strong perspective. But I feel like these messages may be for you, especially if you guys are the people that are trying to influence this other person. Switch the roles if they need to be switched. But it says, do you wish you could run away from your past or deny your mistakes? Not so fast, says Vulture Spirit. You've gained something valuable from experience. Let your grief or anger move through you, and soon your emotions will transform. For you'll come to see that you've learned and grown. The alchemy of transformation is a gift, so never disown what embarrassed, disappointed, or shamed you. It will soon be a source of great wisdom and strength as you work with the magic that allows miracles to be created out of sadness and beauty to arise from ugliness. Vulture Spirit wants you to know that you embody beauty, and the alchemical transformation of the past is happening already. Hang in there, you're loved. So much beauty is already waiting to come out of this. And like, don't dim your light or don't be afraid to shine due to these themes, And I feel like with be loyal to what you love also talks about making sure you're loyal to yourself. And it's about not being loyal to a fault, to something, to a point where you're now compromising your integrity. Yeah, and I feel like and then there's a message here for the life is a mystery in reverse. It tells you this is not a time to reveal your deepest, most cherished dreams and desires to others, but rather a time to be quiet and gentle with yourself as truths to begin to emerge in your awareness. Self-protection is called for, so be discerning, selective, and even secretive, revealing no more than is necessary. People have a way of imposing their opinions on you, so pay attention to whom you surround yourself with. Be watchful and check your own motives as well as those around you as you keep your secrets to yourself for now, rather than expose them to those who may potentially misunderstand your intentions and may not be supportive. like keep your own counsel and let yourself be a mystery. Like you don't, there's a message here around being very careful of people who may mean well that are trying to very heavily are being overbearing in regards to how you live your own life and like what you do and what your inspirations are and what you want to follow, what ideas you have. And I feel like that's what's going on in the situation here, is that there is this fear of doing something wrong, but then there needs to be this realization of even every wrong step is how we become wise, and it's a part of the path. So like especially if like you're a person, for example, that's made certain mistakes in your life, and you may want to disown that part of yourself, or you still shame that part of yourself. There may be a part of you that disencourages others from that, or almost is like, you can't, like, don't make mistakes. But it's like, if you think to yourself you've made mistakes, and actually if you can accept the mistakes as and do shadow work and integrate them, you'll see that they've been a huge part of who you are today, you know. And so all in all, don't dim anything. Like, be loyal to yourself first and foremost. Be gentle with yourself. Bring a gentle touch, like, but stand firm in what you want, even if no one else understands it, even if it doesn't seem practical to other people, even if other people think that you're going to fail. Like, and also it's about not preventing other people from making their own, it's about not betraying, sorry, I'm trying to get this word out. It's about not violating another person's autonomy and right to grow at whatever pace or in whatever way they want, essentially. So that's where I'm going to leave just this guidance portion. But thank you so much for being here. Sorry that I had to kind of go through so many rounds to just make sure that I'm not missing anything. But hopefully you guys got something from this. And I'm so grateful to you guys for being here. If you guys are able to support me through the extended readings, thank you so much to everyone who does that. But if not, if you're able to hit the like button, leave a comment, I really, really appreciate it. And if you want to see future pick a card readings from my channel, I would love for you to subscribe. Other than that, it's been an honor to read for you, and I hope to connect with you again soon.